Welcome to another review from the Four Corners of the Board with your host, Graeme Anderson. Hello there everyone, this is Graeme Anderson from Four Corners of the Board, and today I'm going to be looking at Werewords. Now this is a game that's a cross between One Night Ultimate Werewolf and 20 Questions. Now One Night Ultimate Werewolf, also by Ted Osbach, I really enjoyed and have played many times. 20 Questions, not so much on a game night, but I have played it many times with my son on a long trip. So how does combining the two mechanisms work, and does that make a good game? Let's get to the table, see how it's played, and we'll come back with my final thoughts on Werewords. Here we have the components for Werewords. Now you do see that I have a tablet here, and I've downloaded the Werewords application for it. Now you do need this application. I don't know if there's a way to play it without it, but it does make your life a lot easier playing with it. There are the certain roles, and there are tokens that come in the actual game. Now this is a cross between 20 Questions and Werewolf. So you have the typical Werewolf and Seer and Villager in the deck, and you also have a Mayor. Every game is played with the Mayor, some Villagers, a Seer, and a Werewolf. You can add the Beholder and Minion in, and they will know who the Seer is, but they won't know what the secret word is, and same thing with the Minion. They know who the Werewolves are, but they don't know what the secret word is. The point of the game is for the Villagers to correctly guess the secret word that the Mayor has chosen. Now the Villagers don't know what the word is, but the Seer, the Mayor, and the Werewolf do. The Seer wants to help the Villagers without giving themselves away to the Werewolf. The Werewolf knows what the word is, but they want the Villagers to not guess it correctly. The Mayor knows what the word is, and he can only answer yes or no questions. He cannot say anything during the game. He's just giving out these tokens, either yes or no to each player. He's also got some maybe tokens, and a so close, and when someone guesses the word, he's going to give them the correct token here. So the first thing you're going to be doing is deciding how many people are going to be playing. So let's say we're playing a 5-player game. So the Mayor, the Seer, and the Werewolf have to be in the game, and we're going to add 2 Villagers. Actually, we're going to add 3 Villagers, so there's always one more card in here than there are a number of players. We're going to put the other ones aside, shuffle these all up, and you're going to deal 5 of these out. So we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here are our 5 players. Everybody's going to secretly look at their card, and whoever the Mayor is going to flip over their card and say, hey, I'm the Mayor. They're going to take the box because they're going to be answering all the questions. They will also take the last card that's left over, and they're going to secretly look at it. Now they're a Villager, so there's nothing that happens. But they could be the Werewolf. If they are the Werewolf, then during the game, they're allowed to give false clues. They're allowed to basically lie when they're asked a question. Normally, the Mayor wants the Villagers to guess the question. In this case, if they are the Werewolf, if they're a Werewolf Mayor, they will hopefully sometimes give out false information. But they have to be careful, because if the word is not guessed, for example, by the Villagers, then the Villagers have 1 minute to try and determine who the Werewolf is. And they will see what the answer is. They're going to see on the tablet which word they were trying to guess. So if it's obvious that the Mayor was a Werewolf, then they're going to basically lynch the Mayor and the Villagers win. So when the game ends, if the word is correctly guessed, then the Werewolf will reveal themselves, and they're going to try and guess who the Seer is. So they're going to point to someone and say, I think you're the Seer. So let's say they think this person is the Seer, they turn it over. No, it's a Villager, so the Villagers win. If they say, no, I think this person's the Seer, they're going to turn it over. Yep, they're the Seer, so the Werewolves win. So even though the Villagers got the correct word, if the Werewolf can catch the Seer, the Werewolf still wins. If, on the other hand, the word is not guessed, then everybody gets a chance to discuss who they think the Werewolf is, and they have 1 minute to determine it. Then they're all going to point to the one person at the end of the round, or after the 1 minute, or at least the majority of people will pick one person, and if they correctly guess who the Werewolf is, then they will win. They will reveal themselves and say, yes, I'm the Werewolf, so the Villagers win. If they guess someone else, no, I'm a Villager, then the Werewolf still wins. So the game will work that you're going to set up what roles are being played, and it says play 5 because there are 5 players playing, and you'll just hit, there's easy words, medium, hard, and ridiculous words. You can actually add your own word list to these as well. So let's say we go for a medium word.
Everyone, close your eyes. Mayor, wake up and tap your secret roll.
So he is a villager.
Mayor, choose a magic word.
So they're going to choose one of these. Let's say they pick tomato.
Mayor, here is your magic word.
So now,
Mayor, close your eyes. Seer.
so the seer is now going to open up their eyes,
The magic word.
and they're going to see tomato. So that's the word that they're trying to get the other people to help guess.
Seer, close your eyes. Werewolf, wake up and view the magic word.
Now again, the werewolf is going to wake up. They're going to see tomato, and they want to try and give the people
Werewolf,
different
close
clues.
your eyes. Everyone.
You're then going to have 4 minutes to play, and you're going to be asking questions of the mayor. Again, the mayor cannot say anything. They can only answer yes or no or maybe. So they start asking questions like, is it in the house? Yes, it's in the house. Is it something that you eat? Yes, it's something you eat. Is it something that is for breakfast? No, it's not for breakfast. And you're going to keep on going around until your time is up or until someone correctly guesses the word. If someone correctly guesses the word, you're going to hit a button on the app, which will stop it, and then you will... Then the werewolf gets to try and guess who the seer is. If the time runs out, no one's guessed the word, then everybody gets to try and figure out who the werewolf is. And again, there's the how it all ends. Correct word. If the werewolf finds the seer, the werewolf wins. Otherwise, the villagers win. If they don't guess the words, if you find the werewolf, villagers win. Otherwise, the werewolf wins. Anyway, that's how you play it. Let's get back for my final thoughts on Werewords. So, does it work? Does mixing these two mechanisms create a good game? You know what? I believe it does. When I first played this down at Dice Tower Con, I had so much fun, it was an instant buy for me. Now, the components are thin in the box. That is, there's not a lot of them. They are good quality, but there's not a lot of them. And that's because you really need an app, and that may put some people off this game. You really need an app for this game to work. The app will take you through the entire game. It goes right from picking the word to when the rolls wake up and go back to sleep, and it's also the timer from the game. If you don't like using an app, there's kind of really no way around it for this game. Now you can always do 20 questions with the social deduction. Just the app makes it so much easier. Now that being said, one of the things I really did like about this game is the mayor aspect. Now for me, my favorite combination is when the mayor is also the werewolf. And I like that there's that option so that the mayor is not necessarily out of the game. Everybody else around the table is thinking and talking, and the mayor is just answering yes or no. It can be a little bit on the, I wouldn't exactly say boring side, but it's you are not engaged with the rest of the group. If you are the seer or the werewolf and also the mayor, then you are more engaged with deciding when you are giving out false clues, especially if you're the werewolf. Giving out those false clues and knowing when to do it, I love that. I really enjoy that piece of the game. Now, this is a co-op game, and it really depends on the group. Now, if you have a group that doesn't engage or doesn't, let's say there's one or two people that are dominant in the group, everybody is free to ask questions whenever they want. There is no set turn order. So if you get one or two people dominating, asking the questions or asking rapid fire questions to the mayor, either the mayor has to kind of engage the other people non-verbally, but like pointing to someone else to see whether they have a question. But if you have someone who's not willing to let other people ask the questions, or they have where they're going and they don't allow other people to talk, that can really take away from the game. But that being said, that's the same for any social deduction game. If you have one or two people that are dominating the group by asking questions or making accusations, no matter what social deduction game you're playing, you're going to have that same problem in this game. Now, this is essentially 20 questions with a piece of social deduction. And I like that it's kind of equally both. The 20 questions piece is just as important to the final outcome of the game as the social deduction is. Now, that being said, if you don't like 20 questions, I don't think the social deduction piece of this game is strong enough to sway you on your feelings of 20 questions. Now, that being said, if you do enjoy 20 questions or you really enjoy social deduction, this is definitely a game you need to try. Now, I did find with the 20 questions, the more we played, especially in a row, we got into the same rhythm of the questions we were asking. So we always started asking, the same high-level questions and allowed us to go down and down and down. And that's fine until it became boring. Now, that's not saying we got bored all the time, but I found that after a couple rounds, you kind of knew what the first 5 or 6 questions were going to be, and I don't know, it didn't work as well. And then that's up to the werewolf or the seer to kind of lead you down the proper paths. But the nice thing is, the game is so short, we're talking, 5 minutes, 7 minutes max, that if you do start getting bored, you just pack it up, you put it away for the next time you want to play it. And each time we came back to it, we played it for a couple of rounds before it started getting a little boring. But we'd always kind of come back to it on a later date. So I did enjoy that. Now, as for my final thoughts, this is a game I've had a lot of fun with. Every time it's come to the table with all the different groups, it has worked extremely well. So this is a game I'm definitely encouraging you to try. So Werewords is a big thumbs up for me, something I've really enjoyed, and it's one of the only instant buys I had from any con I go to. I tend to kind of wait for the price to come down, MSRP, get it at the stores cheaper, but this is one I paid full price at the con just because I enjoyed it so much. And with that, as always, thanks for watching. Thank you for watching another review from the Four Corners of the Board. Please like and subscribe to these videos. You can also follow us on social media, email us directly, or check out our website at fourcornersoftheboard.com.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.